When you put something out there and you hope to empower people with it, you begin a journey and you never know who you're going to meet along that way. One of the people that I've met along the Occupational Octaves journey surprised me the day that we met each other. Her name is Dhyana, and she's here joining me for an interview so we could tell you a little bit about our story and what she has decided to volunteer to do for Occupational Octaves, but more importantly, for the people using Occupational Octaves to benefit even more from the program. Let me welcome you, my friend, Dhyana. Hey, Dhyana, how you doing?
Hello, Mr. Stockner. How are you? Well,
I'm well, thanks. Good morning.
good morning.
Dhyana, tell me a bit about yourself. Well, I know a bit about you. Tell everybody a bit about yourself.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Dhyana Mishra. I'm a sophomore from Melbourne, Florida. I started playing piano when I was 5 years old, and currently I do still play piano, and I also play the viola. So to talk a little about how I met Mr. Stockner, I started volunteering at a facility, a local facility called Promise and Brevard, the summer before ninth grade. I wanted to teach the residents who are adults with cognitive disabilities. I wanted to teach them how to play piano, just to bring music into their lives and show them the power that it has. So something that I started out with was that I took my old piano books from when I was beginning as a learner, and I took them to the facility and tried using them with the students who were interested. And something I noticed in the first couple of lessons was that it wasn't easy for some of the residents to understand traditional music notation, because it is hard to put all of that information that's on the page together and and play a song. And my goal was just to help people, realize what music is all about and what it can bring to your life. And I wanted it to be something that was fun and enjoyable and easy for the residents. So I went home and I opened my laptop. I was like, let me do some research. And I looked online to see if there was an effective method, an easier way to introduce music. And that's when I came across the Occupational Octaves website. And I was scrolling through it and I was like, this is perfect, because just the goal of it to, help people, help everyone just become familiar with music, even if it's, in a very simple and easy to learn way. That was something that like immediately caught my attention. So I got the first couple of books. I started to use them in the facility the next week, and I immediately saw the results, with the colored bands on the fingers. And it was just a really interactive and easy experience. And the residents were so happy to be able to play Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, or Mary Had a Little Lamb for the first time. And just being able to perform for others was, other people who were listening in, and being able to get from the beginning to the end of a song was something that really excited them and really excited me too. And so what happened is I think in the next week, I contacted Mr. Stockner. I sent him a quick email just as a thank you and to introduce myself. So that's how we met.
And that day that we met and I received that email, it was a great, great feeling message, of course. She had so many wonderful, wonderful things to say about her experience with the program. And in that first email, she already sounded like such a great ambassador. So we set up a Zoom meeting pretty quickly. And when we got together, we meet each other. Now, Dhyana knew what I looked like because I put my face out there plenty, but I had no idea who Dhyana was going to be. And my first thought was, this girl can't be more than 20, 21 maybe. And when I asked her, and she said at that time that she was a high school freshman, I was so blown away. I was so proud. I was so pleased, because that means that another generation is starting at a very, very young age to see what this program is all about and its efficacy and how it could be used to really, really help people have that wonderful, wonderful experience with music, even if they can't read and succeed with traditional music notation. So it was an incredibly surprising moment and a really proud moment and a very happy moment. And months down the road, we are still conversing with each other, especially because Dhyana decided to step up for me. And she is a volunteer in more than one way. She's also volunteered to create Dhyana's demos on occupationaloctaves.com. See, Dhyana realized that she's only there a limited amount of time with her clients, and she would love for those clients to be able to have the types of demonstrations that they were getting when she was there. So Dhyana put the rings on herself. We set up a camera the right way, and she started recording demos of music from Occupational Octaves. And we couldn't be more thankful and more pleased. So with that being said, Dhyana, I think we should have a little conversation about well, you've talked a little bit about your experience with the program. I'd love to hear about your own experience as a music student yourself.
So I said before, I started playing piano when I was 5, and I think something that it really taught me from the beginning, and the skill that I'm really glad to have, is it really showed me the value of hard work, the value of perseverance. When you're given a new piece of music and you take a look at it and you're like, oh God, this is hard. You know that if you put the effort in and you put the time in, you will get the results that you want. And you really can't there's no way stepping around hard work. So that's something that I really I'm glad that I learned through music. And I think kind of transferring that to the residents that I've been working with, you can just see that they're so willing to learn, and that's something so important. And they're so willing and ready to start a new song. And sometimes we just look at old songs that they've worked on, and we'd have a little audience in the room and people would clap and stuff. It was just a really great experience seeing music bring people together, because I really believe that music is like a universal language that we all can understand. Like with the program, I think the first couple of weeks when I was using my books, it was really difficult. We would have a difficult time getting from like the first few measures of a song. But as soon as I introduced occupational octaves, we did have the occasional slip ups, trying to get used to the colors and the letters on the keys. But things went so much smoother that the mistakes really don't matter, really. Because the goal is just to be able to play and perform and get the enjoyment out of that. So it was just a smoother experience, a very fun experience. So
Awesome. So, in those moments when a client of yours would want to move forward and play the next song, and with that enthusiasm that you were describing, did that give you the same sense of familiarity that it gave me? Like that same feeling when I would have a student do that, I would feel them feeling like I felt with my teacher.
yes, exactly. I think when I had a teacher, Miss Mary, my piano teacher. She was such a great teacher, and we were both just so close. And being able to just bond through music, and be excited for the next song that you want to play, and kind of pick out what you're going to play and put in your repertoire and things. I'm seeing that same enthusiasm. I had seen it in so many of the students, and it's just so great to see the power that music can have.
It's really fantastic. That's really well said. Another way that I think you and I have both said it in other conversations that we've had, you get to also have an experience where you're with somebody that is going to give you things that are harder than you're 100% ready for and are intimidating. But you could also look over at that person, and when that person's looking back at you and saying, you can do it, you believe that person and you try, and then you succeed, and then you develop the next skills and the next skills, and you can handle more songs and more melodies and more patterns and more notes and more octaves and more scales and everything. And I'm just really, really, really glad that you're having a parallel experience to what I've had with the program so far.
Yeah, it's just great to see, I think along those lines, the confidence that it brings to the residents. I think, music can just like, it can bring people together, but it can help people feel accomplished, and that you end up with an end product when you put in the work in. So it's something really great to see.
Absolutely. And it's not even just about that day, it's about the journey. Every time you
Right.
sit down and play a song that you've taken your time to learn, and even if you never reach perfection, which is certainly something we reach for as musicians,
Mhm.
you're down in Florida, I'm up here in New York. Up here in New York, I grew up playing in something called NISMA, which is the New York State School Music Association. And I was also a judge for NISMA. And NISMA would have students who would have to learn a song, prepare scales, and be prepared to sight read. And then they would get judged on it. So we were really, really stretching for perfection. And when I was a judge, I was judging people on perfection. And the world of music is so much about perfection, but
Yeah.
not nearly as much about perfection as it is about human journey.
Yes.
And so many of these people that you and I both work with are going to get to have a long journey. between the Occupational Octaves curriculum, Dhyana's demos, and just the fact that matching colors and letters is a really accessible way to learn to play music.
Yes, definitely.
Awesome. Dhyana, do you have any questions for me?
I do not. I just wanted to say thank you for allowing me to be part of this journey. I'm excited for Dhyana's demos and, just being able to help so many people, access music, especially during these tough times that we're living in right now. I think it's something so important. So thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for everything that you've done for Occupational Octaves so far. We are so excited to have you as part of the family. And okay. So, Dhyana, I'm excited for Dhyana's demos as well. It will be launched very soon. And I'm excited for the future with you being a part of Occupational Octaves.
Thank you so much.
I'll talk to you soon, kiddo. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.